Hi everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Sonic Frontiers. And so in this part, it's time for us to finally take on the boss of Island number 2. I can't remember the name of this thing. It's the big dragon thing. I can't remember the name of it. Usually, from looking online, basically the favorite boss is usually either this one or the next one at the end of Island 3. That's why I generally see as like the main consensus is like which is the best boss in the game. Personally, this is my favorite boss, just because at the start of it, it does have a really nice. No, God, that was tight. It does have a nice little platforming section at the start for you to have to work your way through, which is actually pretty fun and difficult to do. It could be the frame rate could be better on the road that's forming there, but whatever. And the boss itself is actually a lot of fun. Wyvern. I remembered the name of it. I'm not stupid. So now it's time for us to take on the Wyvern. And we get our second piece of boss music, and oh my god. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's Throw It All Away? No, it's not Throw It All Away. I can't remember the name of the track, but it's a really fucking good track. I think this is my favourite track in the whole game. It's just got such a kick-ass. It just sounds so kick-ass. It's a very heavy kind of theme, and it's I just really enjoy listening to it. It's a really fucking awesome track. In fact, I really like the soundtrack for Sonic Forces in general, especially the boss fight music. So yeah, this boss fight is actually really simple. Basically, you need to guard the missiles, then you need to guard against his attack here, and then you can just wail on him and just absolutely destroy him. Yeah, it's useful to have the auto I can't remember what's the auto combo. There you go. Fuck. Sorry, my brain's not working today. But sorry. But yeah, it's good to have the auto combo on. It makes it work. It works really nicely for this boss fight. And so once you're done with the first half, the second half is basically the same, but we've got all these energy beams kind of being shot at you at once. And he also now basically faints. So it looks as if he's going to hit you the first time, but he actually doesn't. And he kind of faints and then hits you the second time, which can be a little bit of a pain to dodge. But there you go. And I fucked up again. And of course, if you get hit, it then basically resets, and you have to wait for him to shoot his missiles again. But like I said, the missiles are fairly easy to hit. Plus, it's probably the easiest boss as well, because it's one of the... I think it's... I can't fully remember, but I think it's the... There we go. Sorry, I think it's the only boss which has rings for you to collect as you go through the boss fight. So it's kind of useful in that regard. That's why I say this boss isn't particularly difficult or hard, but it's really fun. And just a lot of it's just a lot of fun to play through. There we go. Sorry. And something else which this boss really has is the sense of kind of scale and kind of epicness. Is just awesome. I just love how he, you know, takes all the missiles that he shots at and combines them into a ball and kicks it into his face. And then he kind of grabs him by the tail and swings him into a mountain. And then he does like this like energy beam struggle. Oh no, he kind of grabs him and kind of stops him from spinning. And just throws him. It's just such a badass boss fight. And then we have this. I mean, it's not particularly difficult, but it's just so much fun and so epic. You know how he kind of gets into his mouth and forces it open, and then all the missiles kind of shoot him and blow him up from the inside out. It's just so awesome. And the music really helps kind of to make this moment so fucking cool. I just love it to death. It's this boss fight is, my god, this boss fight is so much fun, and it's not super, like I say, it's not super hard. Sorry, it's not super difficult, but it's just fun. Oh god. We haven't had Super Knuckles since Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And no, I do not count that ball form that he had in Sonic Heroes. It does not fucking count. It's something I find kind of weird as to why they haven't brought back the hypersonic form, and why they haven't brought back Super Knuckles and Super Tails. My apologies. It's just kind of weird as to why they haven't brought those forms back. It's just kind of weird in that regard, but it's not the end. I mean, not the end of the world, mind you, but I just find it a bit bizarre. So yeah, same as the first two islands. Sonic gets smacked around by lasers. And we lose all our Chaos Emeralds. Fuck. God damn it. I have to find all those again now. Piece of shit. Now, in this... Now, we're on the third island. The third island is kind of a volcanic island. Where it's all kind of ash and rock and stuff like that. Don't exactly hate how this looks, but it's just a bit of a, I think, a step down in comparison to the first two islands. Sorry, in all honesty. But something which is introduced here, which I think they should have done more with, is for this island. Shit. Come on, Tom, you can do it. There you go. So, for this island, Sonic starts holding his head, and in his idle animation, he starts holding his head and acting like he's in a lot of pain, which is something which they haven't done in this whole game so far. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind that as an idea of, you know, the cyberspace stuff is kind of, you know, causing Sonic damage, and so he's like slowly kind of slowly showing him getting more and more hurt. Fuck. My problem with it is that it's not something which should have just shown up at the beginning of Island 3. It's something that should have happened like from the first island. Like, you know, you had like as soon as you start getting to cyberspace levels, there are little subtle hints that Sonic is being hurt by these things, by going into the cyberspace levels, and I think to just bring it up now is kind of dumb. And it's only done for this island, and a little bit in the next island, and then it's kind of dropped. So I find it kind of silly, but I guess what I'm saying is you either do it and you commit or you don't fucking bother, but whatever. So yeah, this is the introduction of this kind of little side mission. The Tetris mission, where you basically have to place the blocks in the correct order in order to complete the little side mission. I don't mind saying that it took me a fucking long time to work out how the fuck I was supposed to do it, because I just couldn't work out how you were supposed to move the blocks, but you just power loop them and boom, nice and easy. This one is nice and easy as well. Just, you know, hold your block button, hold L1 and R1, and you're done. Right, so on this island is actually, to be honest, it's the more difficult one, I think, to find in order to explore. Oh shit, never mind. It's basically, oh shit, there we go. It's basically like a donut, kind of around a big hole in the center of the map. So yeah, it's a little bit of a pain to kind of deal with, in all honesty. It's a pain in the ass to explore. Alright, fuck you. Right, you're dead. Thank you. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain to explore, but I mean, it's not... What am I doing here? But yeah, it's a little bit of a pain, but it's, you know, it's the one island I think that my second playthrough was still it's still just as difficult. It's just kind of hard to work out where you're meant to go and how you unlock stuff. It's also the one island which has this kind of weird bridge. Basically, there's a bridge which looks as if you should be able to, like, at max speed kind of jump over to, but there's an invisible wall to stop you from getting to that other section of the world until you've done a certain, like, Tails story section. Yeah, we're meeting Tails in this one. Go figure. So, you know, it's the one time they actually do it in the whole game where they lock something up purposely with an invisible wall until you've completed some story sections, and it's just kind of... Sorry, I don't know, it's kind of silly to me, but whatever. So yeah, Tails memory tokens are spanners. So that's what we've got to collect. 14 more. This is also the first one, in my opinion, where it's this island and the fifth and final island, which are by far the most difficult to get the necessary tokens. Yeah, I remember this island did cause me a hell of a lot of problems in just trying to collect everything and to make sure that I get enough tokens to kind of continue with the story, as well as getting enough of the gears and stuff to open up the cyberspace levels. It's this one and the fifth island which gave me the hardest time. And it's this island in particular, at least in my playthrough so far, because I haven't got to the recording the fourth or fifth island yet. It's this one which... It's this one which kind of is causing me the most trouble in terms of... Just in terms of... not fucking about too much and exploring too much, you know what I mean? And just aimlessly wandering around. That is the one. This is the one island where I had the sorry where I had the most trouble, kind of. Yeah, this is the one where I had the most trouble trying to get the island, trying to get everything, trying to make it flow nicely. You know what I mean? Kind of a pain in that regard, but it's not a bad island, so to speak, but yeah. This happens a lot until I discovered where the, what's it called? The thing was. Until I discovered where Big's fishing place was, this was a bit of a pain in the ass. But now that I've got it, I've got an easy way of finding, you know, all the Tails tokens that memory tokens that I'm gonna need. So it's just a bit of a pain in that regard. Oh, and these guys. These are introduced here. Basically, these are like metallic birds. They shoot energy beams at you, but if you're able to block the energy beams back at them, and basically what will happen is they'll swoop down at you, and when you jump... Ah, fuck. Attack me. There you go. And when they kind of jump down at you, you can basically avoid them, and then you have the chance of homing attacking them. You homing attack onto them, and then you can use them to kind of glide. And you can use them to get into other areas. Into other areas of the island that are a bit higher and a bit out of reach. So I kind of like that. Well, that was a waste. Oh. What are we doing? Here we are. Use the parry bullet once. Well, that was hard. That was so difficult. This is some. I would like to see these kind of little mini quests to kind of open the map come back when they do a Sonic Frontiers sequel. But what I would like them to do is make them a lot more challenging, because there are some which are quite decently challenging, but the majority of them are just like simple, really simple, like little quests, which you know, really not that hard at all. So I would like them to improve those when we get you know, a game after Sonic Frontiers. But who knows? We might not get anything. Who knows what Sega are thinking? I mean, you know, Sonic Generations was an amazing game, but they still kind of went away from that awesome formula when they did Sonic Lost World and stuff. So, you know, I'm hoping that we'll get a sequel to this game eventually. Which, by the way, they did announce a new 2D game, Sonic Superstars, which looks fucking amazing. It looks so good. Basically, you can play as Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, or Amy, and it's basically a 2D Sonic game, which controls like a classic Sonic game, but has a different kind of art style. And it looks really pretty. The levels look like they're going to be a lot of fucking fun, and I'm really looking forward to that game. In all honesty, because that was announced at the at the Summer Game Fest. In all honesty, apart from the Persona stuff, it was pretty much the only thing I was fucking interested in. It was the only thing which I kind of like freaked out about. Everything else I was just kind of like, alright, I mean, yeah, I guess I'll try it. I guess I'm sort of interested, but, you know, I can't wait for that game. It's going to be awesome. Sorry, especially because from what I'm hearing about it, it's basically, it feels exactly like a classic Sonic game. It feels like, you know, 1, 2, 3, and K and Mania, so cannot fucking wait. But for right now, Tails. We're rescuing Tails, aren't we? Yeah. Let's rescue our fox buddy. Yeah, so here is where we actually see the cyberspace stuff is kind of slowly corrupting him. Like I say, it's something which I honestly would like to see. I would have liked to have seen this kind of gradually take effect, rather than you know, just it suddenly becoming a problem in the third island. On the third island, you know what I mean? Apparently, from what I've heard as well, originally they were supposed to have the corruption of Sonic be, you know, a lot more apparent. Like it was going to be a lot worse than it actually ended up being in the final game, and they kind of took it out because it was a bit too much. It was a bit too disturbing to see Sonic that badly hurt. So again, it's that thing of, I think you commit and it happens throughout the entirety of the game, or you just don't bother with this kind of angle at all. And again, that's something which I like about Sage's character as well, that she's kind of like, she's ordered to stop Sonic at all costs, but she can't help but admire what he's, you know, that he's fighting through the pain barrier for his friends and all that kind of thing. I kind of like that about Sage's character. But anyway, that's going to be it for this part. Join me next time for the next part of Sonic Frontiers, when we're going to be continuing to explore Island number 3. We've got to get some gears to open up the cyberspace levels so we can get the Chaos Emeralds. So yeah, see you next time.